The pen was heavier than it should have been. Black lacquer, gold trim. Her fingers slitted across the marble table like a blade offered handle first. Her friends leaned in, wine breathing on me, eyes glittering with the soft cruelty of spectators who already knew the ending. "Sign," she said. No warmth, no hesitation. I looked up at her and caught the smirk before she buried it behind practiced concern. The room hummed. Laughter hovered, waiting for permission. I felt my pulse slow. That's when I knew this wasn't about rules. This was about spectacle. She read them aloud. Curfews disguised as boundaries, apologies pre-written, financial obedience framed as teamwork, each clause a leash, each sentence a test. Sign, or it's over. The pen touched paper. Her smirk bloomed. "I told you," she said to them, not to me, "he'll do whatever I say, just like my dog." The laughter broke loose. I signed the last page carefully, feeling the grain of the paper, the weight of every witness. Then I looked at her, quietly. "Before we toast," I said, "check clause 4.9 of the prenup." The laughter thinned. Her smile stayed. For 3 seconds. I didn't always know who she was. I knew the version that curated dinners and curated me, the woman who corrected my posture in public and my memory in private. She'd trained me gently, like you train something you plan to keep useful. The betrayal didn't arrive with lipstick or late nights. It arrived with confidence. She stopped hiding her phone. She started narrating my flaws to others like anecdotes, harmless, entertaining, diminishing. At night she slept facing away from me, fingers busy under the covers, light from the screen cutting her face into pieces. When I asked, she laughed. "Insecure now?" I swallowed it. Love teaches you to doubt your instincts. Control teaches you to apologize for them. The list of rules wasn't sudden. It was an escalation, a public one. Her friends were accessories, proof that I had consented to my own erasure. What she didn't know was that I had already felt the floor tilt weeks earlier. A scent on her coat that wasn't hers, a calendar invite deleted but not erased, a name saved as a woman's, texted like a man who didn't need to hide. I didn't confront, I watched. Denial is loud, realization is quiet. I became precise. I stopped asking questions that would warn her. I started asking the kind that sound like trust. I mirrored her calm. I learned the rhythm of her lies. Phone records are boring until they aren't. Hotel receipts hide in plain sight when you know how to read expense codes. I memorized her tells, the way she tapped twice when she was inventing, the way she over-explained when she felt safe. I hired no one. I touched nothing illegal. I let the truth come to me. It arrived in fragments, a shared folder she forgot to lock, a message preview reflected in a window, a voice memo sent by mistake and deleted too late. I listened to it once. I didn't need to hear the rest. Still, I waited, not for confirmation, for timing. The prenup had been her idea. She'd said it was romantic, clean, adult. She'd insisted on penalties for emotional harm. She'd dictated morality like a business clause. Clause 4.9 was buried deep. Infidelity, undisclosed relationships, public humiliation resulting from private misconduct, liquidated damages, immediate forfeiture, non-disclosure with teeth. I memorized it the way you memorize a prayer you hope you'll never need. The email came at 2:14 a.m. I didn't open it right away. I sat on the edge of the bed and listened to her breathe, counted the seconds between lies she thought were dreams. When I opened it, the language was clinical. Dates, times, names, no ambiguity. I forwarded it to myself, printed it, slid it into the folder behind our wedding photos. In the morning, she kissed my cheek like a benediction. "Big night?" she said. I nodded. At the table, surrounded by her witnesses, she waited for my collapse. Instead, I gave her a mirror. Clause 4.9, I repeated. Her eyes flicked. Just once. I reached into my jacket and placed the folder between us. Not slammed, presented. She didn't open it. She didn't have to. Her breath caught. The room felt it. Silence spread like a stain. "What is this?" someone asked. She shook her head, already unraveling. "He's bluffing." I leaned back. "Read it." She read alone. Her friends watched her face change, confusion collapsing into comprehension. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. "This is private," she whispered. I smiled without warmth.
So was I. She tried to speak, to negotiate, to cry. I stood. "The rules are clear," I said. "You wrote them." I nodded to the clause she'd highlighted herself months ago. The irony tasted clean. Her friends avoided my eyes. Predators hate paperwork. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't gloat. I simply took my coat. Behind me, something broke. Not loudly, internally. The sound of a future recalculating. She called my name like it was a key she could still use. I didn't turn around. Now the house is quiet. Not empty. Accurate. I left her the rules. I kept myself. There's no triumph in this, just alignment. I learned that love doesn't die when it's betrayed. It calcifies, becomes something sharper. Clause 4.9 did its work. So did I. I no longer mistake obedience for peace. I signed, and I walked away, holding the pen.